my next one. So guys, don't get offended immediately. Just hear me out. Quality.
Dear.
So.
What was that sound?
Am I in it?
Did it say Dad pooping?
Yeah.
I don't think that's what it was. Hey guys!
Oh, man down.
Welcome back to my channel. Do you want to tell them what we're doing today?
Today we're doing a video, apropos, which is French for about, the differences between the United States and Canada, well, at least our personal experiences.
Yeah, so we're doing 3 differences each that we've written down on a piece of paper, and we're just gonna like hold them up one at a time and kind of see what the differences are. So I'm doing the biggest differences for me being in Canada, and he's doing the biggest differences for him when we're in the States.
Precisely.
So, precisely. Get started. Do you want to go first or me?
You can start, because ladies first. Am I right, guys?
Okay. So my first one is not a huge difference, but it, like, a lot of Americans don't know this about Canada, so, I mean, it's really small when you think about it. I already know you're gonna laugh at it.
Me?
Yeah.
I can't
can you guys see it? Vacuum.
Vacuum?
Yes! Okay, so how would you describe the vacuum thing? Okay, so in the States, you plug your vacuum into an outlet, and then you just vacuum, right? Well, I didn't know how to vacuum here because I was like, what the heck is this separate thing? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do, but it's not like a United States-Canada thing. It's just like our house.
Oh, I thought it was... They don't have that in the States.
I'm sure that they have them somewhere. Well, in our house we have an installed vacuum, like it's built into the house, but not everybody has one built into their house.
A Canada thing.
No.
Should I just cut
I mean,
this?
it might be.
Should I just cut this out then?
To be fair, I have never seen one in the States, but I also haven't seen a lot of houses in the States.
This may or may not be cut out of the video because it's a little embarrassing.
It's like you would a regular vacuum bag.
Okay, well that was one of mine, so...
Oh, that's cute. Okay, so my first one is just straight up well, in particular the population density. So basically, if you if you do the math, the population of Canada can fit into California. So just that alone is just like, what?
Yeah.
It's like, what? That's a lot of people, yo.
That's true.
And just like even just tootling around BC, the further north you go, the more, or the less people there are. About 90% of Canadians, I think I read somewhere one time on the interwebs, live within 100 miles of the border. So if you do the math, like, so you go 100 miles.
If you really think about that just in California, the population of California alone is the entire population of Canada. And if you look on a map, Canada is huge.
It's
so
pretty big.
You're fitting all of those people into one state. A huge difference. So yeah. I think that's a good one. You guys know I went to USC. I lived in downtown LA, and it was hilarious to me that he complained of the traffic in Vancouver because it's maybe 1/10 of the traffic of LA.
Oh, well, I mean, our biggest highway has like, what, maybe 3 or 4 lanes on each side? Just fathoming the amount of people and CO2 emissions is just... Oh.
Hey, are you ready for my next one?
Next one.
The marketing / need for things. Let me explain. So in the US, I feel like our marketing and our advertising is on point, and everyone feels like they need to have the best of the best, or they need to have like the brand new car, and they need to have all of these things. Well, in Canada, I've realized people are like savers, and they can go without things. They can go without the car. Like, a lot of my friends don't even have cars, they just walk everywhere. Where in like the States, it would be really hard to do that, or you would just like feel pressured to have one because no one walks anywhere, I feel like. People bike around here or walk instead of, so I feel like it's a lot healthier in that way too. But yeah, so I feel like the marketing in the States is just on point. It's so different. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I would definitely agree.
Yeah.
Especially when you get to something like the Super Bowl, the amount of money they just put into the ads of the Super Bowl alone, and just the quality of the ads, it's insane. It's like watching a movie. Like, it's a whole
Like,
other level.
Well, in Canada, I feel like a lot of people are just really into like saving and conserving and don't really care as much about those kind of things.
Yes and no. I mean, there's definitely people that care about those things, but
Well,
I think
not as
overall,
much.
as a population, yeah, there's definitely a more of a reduce, reuse, recycle approach
Yeah.
to needs. My next one, don't look. Well, guys, don't get offended immediately. Just hear me out. Quality. So straight up, my biggest pet peeve, well, not really a pet peeve, but when you're in a rush and you don't have time to make food, where do you go? McDonald's, obviously. So sometimes I go to McDonald's, I confess. And
He hates that he loves McDonald's.
I do hate that I love McDonald's, but every time there hasn't been a single time that I go to the States and have this high bar for McDonald's, and then I'm just so thoroughly disappointed. I'm like, guys,
Well, it's not like you can go to McDonald's and expect that much, but if you guys tasted Canadian McDonald's versus like the US McDonald's,
it's different, and I don't know why. Yeah, we assume that there's a stricter regulations and that the FDA can approve a lot more because they have such a bigger population. They can't be so nitty gritty in the quality control because they just can't. It's just not feasible. It's not sustainable. It's just not sustainable for a company to do that. So, especially on a scale like McDonald's, it's just massive. But every time, even in I don't know, the YVR airport, if you're flying back from LA or something, you get a McDonald's there, it's like, holy moly, I'm in a whole nother world. It's like, what's going on, guys? Come on.
Okay, I put healthy / conserve, reduce, reuse, recycle. So I'm not saying that I think Canada is healthier than the States. Let me just put that out there because I have seen...
I can't do an R with my hands.
We just talked about this the other day. We have probably seen the same ratio of fat to skinny people here, so don't think that that's what I'm saying. Talking about is healthy, they just conserve a lot. They reduce, reuse, recycle, and that's a huge emphasis on everything that they do. So before I came here, I kind of had the US mentality, and don't say that you don't have this. I'm sure that there's a lot of people out there who reduce and reuse and recycle, but I did recycle, but I was kind of a food waster. Wasn't I?
Yeah, kind of.
I mean, I will speak for my entire family when I say, on holidays or even day-to-day life, if you don't finish your food, a lot of the times, we would just throw it away, or...
I remember the first time I came down there, I was like, because they would scrape a full plate of food into the garbage, I was like, oh.
But I'm not talking about, they don't, well, we weren't that bad. If it was a lot, we would keep it for leftovers, but, we wouldn't, I don't know. I don't know if it's just Kieran's family, though, but I've noticed a lot of Canadians, they use everything that they can use. Everything they can possibly get out of something. To the last bite. To the last tenth of a bite. Isn't that true?
That's pretty true.
Yeah. Perspective. What kind of example could we give them? Making a salad yesterday, I was cutting green onions. I left this part, this much, okay, of a green onion on the table because I had to get a sharper knife to cut it with. Kieran was like, you can't waste that, and I was really not going to waste it, but it was hilarious to me because I think that's really great. Actually, I've come on board with that. I still have a little ways to go, but I've really turned around since being here.
It's been a whole new world for her.
A whole new world.
I'm just going to covers it.
Oh, okay. And it's really cool for me to see that too, because if you really stop and think about it, you're wasting so much. And I think that's a lot of Americans do that because food is a lot cheaper there. You don't have to worry about the cost of things like that. And I will say, we both agree on this. One of the biggest differences between the US and Canada is everything is a lot more expensive in Canada.
Well, BC especially. There's a joke amongst Canadians that BC actually stands for bring cash, not British Columbia. Yeah. And it's not a joke.
Everything is more expensive here.
Yeah. But I mean, you also live in a beautiful abounding nature and
Not
things
as
to do.
populated.
Yeah, and it's just
it's beautiful here, and we love it here. But yes, it's a lot more expensive than the States. Just to give you guys a little example too, for you beauty lovers out there, For the same thing that I get done for my hair here, it is double the price for the same exact thing.
Okay, my turn.
Okay, his last one.
Okay, this last one, this is my redemption one, guys. Variety. The US has easily, I think, in the entire world, the most variety in terms of anything. Like, you have pretty much every geological or geographical thing in the States. You have deserts, forests, like savannas, grasslands with wheat and things, like Kansas. Kansas was what I was going for, guys. Just like everything, like Utah with the Red Rock thing, and like the Grand Canyon, and New York, and you can get anything in New York, or LA. It's just, it's every time I've gone to the States, and my family, we've vacation in the States a lot, and every single state we go to has a different, almost like a different culture even. I just think that's so cool.
There is a lot more variety.
Even in cities like LA, even though it's a massive city, it has like Koreatown and Chinatown and downtown and uptown and other town and all these towns, and they're all so cool and unique and have like a lot of culture and history behind them. I just think that's really cool.
Yeah.
Good job, United States. You did it.
Okay, so I think that's it for this video. We hope you guys enjoyed this. If you want to see more videos like this, like Canada versus US kind of stuff, or if you have any questions about anything along these lines or anything else, just let us know.
West Coast.
Leave comments in the comment box below, and we will see you guys
West
next
Coast.
time, and I'll see you very soon.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Like, comment, share, subscribe.